this is my last one. This is the final chapter. This is the exclamation point to my career, and it's going to be the biggest fight that has ever happened to me.
We don't need to fight anybody. I need the top guys. I want the best guys in the world.
Every fighter goes through exploration point, discovery points in their career. I have a saying that your heart bone's connected to your chin bone, and when you get tapped on the chin enough, you really find out what's inside of your heart. And that's the one beautiful thing about this sport is, you don't. And it's been said so many times before. You can play basketball and play baseball. You don't play kickboxing. You don't play boxing. It's the real deal. When you're in there, it's warfare. It's toe-to-toe action, and you really find out who you are. A lot of guys think of themselves as tough guys. A lot of them think of themselves as there's a lot of loudmouth. A lot of guys are tough guys. Put them in a ring and put yourself in that situation where things aren't working your way. You're tired. Your nose is broken. You just got kicked in the throat. There's hecklers out there. Put yourself in that situation and see who you really are. When I say I'm the best, I'm not the best because I just say it. I'm the best because I've been in those situations and I've overcome those situations, and I've defeated every single world champion that was in front of me, every single opponent that was in front of me, everybody that's been in front of me. I've had a ton of amateur experience, a ton of amateur fights. I've had 17 pro fights. I'm at a point in my career where I'm very confident in myself going into any situation that I'm going to win the fight.
I think Amer's came a long way. Very hard worker. And I think that it's his time.
This has been an amazing camp. We started a little bit early just because I was a little bit overweight. I was out of the gym. I was inactive since last June when I won the Intercontinental title. We've had a layoff, and there was a couple other things in my life that have happened. So we've been away from the gym for a while. So we started an 8-10 week training camp. It's been a long camp. My body is recovered the way that I was hoping that it would. I feel sharp. I feel strong. The challenge of this, and it was not even so much the challenge, but the adversity or the new thing that we've kind of encountered in this camp was that it's the first camp that I've had out in Las Vegas. The first full camp out in Las Vegas. Before I used to come out here for a couple of weeks and then base it back in Western New York. But this is the first time I've been out here 100%. It's the first time I've worked with my new coach, Dewey Cooper. It's the first time I've worked with my new strength and conditioning coach, Jeff Main. It's the first time that I've been with Jeff Mayweather for the entire camp. But it worked out perfect. You just have to be able to adapt. Jeff and I, from the very beginning, hit it off great. Jeff's a wonderful trainer. He's a wonderful friend. He's a wonderful human being. He knows how to push me. He knows how to make it fun. He knows how to, when we have to have fun, we'll have fun. When we need to get down to business, we're going to get down to business. And, we understand each other. We have a good chemistry going forward. And, he's great to have a part of the team. I trust Jeff's vision. I trust, in the beginning, it wasn't so much that I didn't trust. I just didn't know. He would say things and he would, do things that I really didn't fully understand. Now I have full belief, I have full understanding in him. And the fact that him and Dewey have such a great chemistry only makes things that much easier for me. Working with Jeff has been one of the highlights of my career, and I'm indebted to him for taking me on. And I will never forget the first time that we met. He just looked at me and we shook hands, and he goes, "Let's go win a world title, man." Dewey's going to find and going to I don't want to say manipulate, but he's going to change the situation around you to be able to find your weakest points. And when he finds the weakest points, he's going to strengthen them. So when you go into that fight, your strong points are going to be extremely strong. Your weak points are going to be extremely strong, because Dewey knows how to find the weakness. You give, like that saying, you give Dewey 6 hours to chop a tree, he's going to spend 4 hours sharpening his blade. And that's what he's doing, is he's sharpening me for this fight, and he's finding all of the I don't want to say even the weaknesses, I think there's some of the kinks in my armor, and he's strengthening them. So he makes me a totally rounded fighter. When I start dogging a little bit, you get a little bit tired, you get a little bit discouraged with some things that are happening in camp. Dewey's not going to let that happen. He's calling me all hours of the night, all hours of the day. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Let's do this. Let's change that. And we've made adjustments in camp. Things that we'll talk about after the fight. But we've made a lot of adjustments in camp, and it's all because he knows how to make these adjustments. Jeff's a great conditioning coach. He's a great strength coach. What we do inside the Rebel Fitness with Jeff Main is totally different than what we do in the kickboxing gym, in the boxing gym with Jeff Mayweather and Dewey Cooper. What the agility, the explosiveness, the endurance, the strength training, all of those components are sharpened inside of Rebel Fitness. Jeff Main's job is to make sure that those aspects of my training are on par, are above par, and give me the arsenal and extra weapons to go into camp and into sparring, into training with a little bit more of an edge. The legacy that I leave behind is there's no other fighter right now active that's been doing it as long as I have in our area, and is undefeated. I've fought 9 world champions. I've defeated them all. I'm undefeated, since 2000. I've never lost a professional fight. My amateur experience speaks for itself. I'm very proud that I was able to bring these kinds of accolades and these kinds of accomplishments and say, listen, I'm from Lockport, New York. I'm a Western New York native, and I was able to do all of those things. My hometown and my true fans and my true support system, everywhere I go, I'm showing a lot of love in the city. I'm showing a lot of love in the community. That's my hometown, and every time I visit back there, I feel like I've never left. And that's why when we had the opportunity to land a world title fight, we could have done it in Vegas, we could have done it in Dubai, we could have done it in Jordan. I said and I fought to have the fight exactly where I wanted it, in Lockport, New York, because that's what I promised my fans, and that's what we're going to do, is we're going to deliver it there. I'm not going to lose this fight. There's no way I can lose this fight. I don't dream about this fight being. I can't even fathom this fight not going the way that I want it to go. I'm going to win this fight November 21st. If God's plan and God's will is for me not to become a world champion for whatever reason, we'll have a rematch in the very short future.